Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of teaching us lessons we never asked for. One of the hardest lessons is this: everyone leaves. Whether by choice, circumstance, or time, people will drift away. The question isn't if they will leave, it's how you will survive when they do. Standing alone is not a punishment, it's preparation. When the world turns quiet, that's when your true strength steps forward. You see, being alone strips away the noise. It forces you to face yourself, to confront your fears, and to discover the resilience buried deep inside you. Pain is a powerful teacher. The ache of being left behind, the sting of betrayal, the weight of loneliness, they all have a purpose. They teach you to stand taller, think clearer, and love yourself harder. They teach you that while people may walk out of your life, you are the one who remains. But let me tell you something: surviving alone is not about hardening your heart. It's about opening your mind. It's about learning to adapt, to grow, and to thrive, no matter who comes or goes. Don't let loss shrink you, let it shape you. You've got to find peace within yourself. Real peace. The kind that no person, no situation, no storm can take away. You find that peace by knowing who you are, what you stand for, and where you're headed. When you know these things, you don't chase validation. You don't beg for company. You walk your path, and those meant to join you will. Use the solitude to build yourself. Read, work, pray, plan. There's no greater investment than the one you make in yourself. And remember this: your worth isn't defined by who stays or who leaves. It's defined by who you become when the dust settles. Yes, the pain is real, but so is your potential. You don't need a crowd to achieve greatness. You need discipline. You need vision. And you need the courage to keep going, even when the road feels lonely. So don't fear being alone. Celebrate it. Use it. Become the person who can stand tall, not because of who's beside them, but because of who they've become inside. When everyone leaves, you're not left empty. You're left with the opportunity to fill yourself up. Make it count. Loneliness is one of life's greatest tests, and it reveals a depth of strength within you that you might not have known existed. When you are alone, there's no one to lean on, no distractions to shield you from your thoughts, and no comforting presence to share the burden of life's struggles. It's just you facing yourself and the challenges that surround you. That's where true strength is forged. Loneliness strips away the external support systems we often rely on, forcing us to dig deep within ourselves. It's in those moments of isolation that you discover what you're really made of. You find that resilience isn't something that comes from others, it's something that grows from within when everything else is gone. You learn to weather the storms of life without an umbrella, relying solely on your ability to endure and adapt. But loneliness doesn't just test your ability to survive, it tests your ability to thrive. It challenges you to sit with your thoughts, confront your fears, and face the parts of yourself you might have been avoiding. It forces you to grow comfortable with who you are without the validation of others. It's in that quiet, uncomfortable space that you realize you don't need anyone else to define your worth or to give you strength. Through loneliness, you learn that being alone doesn't make you weak, it makes you self-reliant. It sharpens your focus, strengthens your spirit, and teaches you the power of perseverance. The strength you gain from standing alone becomes the foundation for everything you'll build in the future. It's not an easy test, but it's a necessary one, and when you pass it, you emerge unshakable. Self-reliance is one of the greatest forms of freedom you can achieve. When you learn to depend on yourself, you are no longer a prisoner to the expectations, decisions, or presence of others. You become the master of your own life, capable of navigating challenges and seizing opportunities without waiting for permission or assistance. True freedom begins when you realize that everything you need to succeed is already within you. It's not about shutting people out or refusing help, it's about knowing that your foundation is solid regardless of who stands beside you. When you cultivate self-reliance, you are free from the fear of being abandoned or let down. because you trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way. Depending on others for your happiness, security, or direction places your life in their hands. But when you develop the skills, mindset, and discipline to rely on yourself, you take that power back. You decide where you're going, how you'll get there, and what success looks like for you. That kind of independence is liberating because it removes the limits others might unconsciously place on you. Self-reliance also gives you the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. You're not looking to others to save you or provide solutions. Instead, you're figuring things out on your own, growing stronger and wiser with each experience. This ability to stand on your own builds confidence and a sense of control over your destiny. Freedom is not about having everything go your way. It's about knowing you have the strength and resourcefulness to keep moving forward no matter what. It's the ability to stand tall, even when the world feels heavy. And when you trust yourself to handle life's uncertainties, you unlock a freedom that no one can take away from you. Pain, though difficult and unwelcome, is one of life's most profound teachers. It forces you to confront truths you might otherwise ignore and pushes you to grow in ways that comfort and ease never could. Pain strips away illusions and lays bare the reality of who you are, what you value, and what you're capable of enduring. Every experience of pain carries a lesson. It teaches you resilience, showing you that even in your darkest moments, you can survive. It reveals strength you didn't know you had, guiding you to dig deeper within yourself to find solutions, to adapt, and to move forward. Pain doesn't just test your limits, it expands them. It challenges you to rise above your circumstances and evolve into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Pain also has a way of sharpening your perspective. It forces you to focus on what truly matters and let go of what doesn't. When you experience loss, disappointment, or failure, you begin to understand the value of perseverance and the importance of gratitude for the things you still have. It humbles you, reminding you that life is not always within your control, but that your response to it always is. Perhaps the most powerful lesson pain teaches is empathy. When you've endured hardships, you can better understand and connect with others who are struggling. Pain has a way of softening the heart while strengthening the spirit, making you more aware of the shared humanity in every person you encounter. Pain isn't something anyone seeks, but it is something everyone faces. Rather than running from it or resenting it, embrace it as a teacher. Each scar, each tear, and each challenge carries wisdom that shapes you into the person you are meant to become. Pain is not the end, it's the beginning of transformation. Life is constantly changing, and the ability to adapt and grow is what allows you not just to survive, but to thrive. Challenges, setbacks, and unexpected shifts are inevitable, but they don't have to define you. Instead, they can refine you if you choose to adapt. Growth comes when you accept that change as a part of life and use it as an opportunity to become better, stronger, and wiser. Adapting doesn't mean abandoning who you are, it means being flexible in your approach while staying true to your values and goals. It's about recognizing when the old ways no longer serve you and being courageous enough to try something new. Growth begins the moment you stop resisting change and start learning from it. Every challenge carries a lesson, and every failure is a stepping stone to success if you're willing to adjust your mindset and actions. Adaptation requires humility. It asks you to admit when something isn't working and to let go of the need to control every outcome. This humility opens the door to learning and self-improvement. When you adapt, you give yourself the freedom to experiment, to make mistakes, and to discover paths you might not have seen before. Growth also demands resilience. Life will test you, sometimes harshly, but each test is an opportunity to prove your strength and expand your capabilities. By adapting, you learn to face uncertainty with confidence and approach challenges with creativity. You stop seeing obstacles as barriers and start viewing them as opportunities to develop new skills, perspectives, and strategies. The process of adapting and growing is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It's how you evolve into the person you're meant to be. Change is inevitable, but growth is a choice to embrace the unknown, to learn from every experience, and to continually become a better version of yourself. Building inner peace is one of the most valuable investments you can make in yourself. It's not something that comes from the outside, it's cultivated within, a state of being that remains steady no matter what storms rage around you. Inner peace isn't about avoiding life's challenges, it's about meeting them with calm, clarity, and strength. The foundation of inner peace lies in self-awareness. You have to understand who you are, what you value, and what truly matters to you. This awareness helps you let go of the noise and distractions that don't align with your purpose. When you stop chasing external validation and start focusing on what fulfills you, you begin to feel a sense of harmony within yourself. Inner peace also comes from acceptance. Life will never be perfect, and trying to control every detail only creates stress. Peace comes when you accept the things you cannot change and focus your energy on what you can. It's about understanding that setbacks and struggles are part of the journey and choosing not to let them disturb your equilibrium. Gratitude is another cornerstone of inner peace. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your perspective shifts. Gratitude reminds you that even in difficult times, there is something to be thankful for. This mindset doesn't erase challenges, but it gives you the strength to face them with a sense of balance and hope. Finding inner peace requires quiet time with yourself. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, or simply moments of reflection, creating space for stillness allows you to reconnect with your inner self. It's in those moments of quiet that you can listen to your heart, calm your mind, and refocus your energy. Building inner peace is not a one-time event, it's a daily practice. It's choosing to protect your mental and emotional well-being, to step away from negativity, and to prioritize your own growth. It's learning to be comfortable with solitude and finding joy in your own company. When you cultivate inner peace, you gain a strength that external circumstances cannot shake. You carry a sense of calm with you, no matter where you are or what's happening around you. It becomes your anchor, your guide, and your greatest source of power. Personal growth is a lifelong journey, and it's one that requires intentional focus and unwavering commitment. It's about continuously pushing yourself to evolve, to better understand who you are, and to work towards becoming the person you are capable of being. Growth doesn't just happen on its own, it takes time, effort, and a deep willingness to confront your limitations, face your fears, and overcome the challenges that stand in your way. Focusing on personal growth means embracing the idea that you are never finished. There is always more to learn, more to experience, and more to achieve. It's about having the courage to explore new horizons and step outside your comfort zone. This growth doesn't necessarily happen in grand moments, but in the small decisions you make every day. Each choice to improve yourself, each commitment to learning something new, each effort to grow beyond your current abilities is a step in the right direction. This journey often requires you to challenge the beliefs and behaviors that have held you back. Personal growth calls for the courage to face the truth about yourself, to identify the areas where you've been stagnant, and to make a conscious decision to do something about it. It's in these moments of honesty with yourself that true transformation begins. You can't grow unless you acknowledge where you are, but you also have to have the belief that where you are now is not where you'll stay forever. As you focus on personal growth, you also begin to understand the importance of self-discipline. Growth doesn't happen without consistent effort. It means pushing yourself, even when you don't feel like it, and making choices that align with your long-term goals rather than short-term desires. Discipline creates momentum, and momentum creates progress. Each day you show up and do the work, even when it's tough, you are building the foundation for future success. Personal growth also involves developing emotional intelligence, learning how to manage your emotions, build healthy relationships, and respond to life's challenges with maturity and resilience. It's about understanding that growth isn't just about what you achieve externally, but about how you evolve internally It's about building a mindset that allows you to embrace failure as a lesson and success as a byproduct of hard work and consistency. Focusing on personal growth requires patience and self-compassion. It's easy to become discouraged when progress feels slow, but it's important to recognize that every small step counts. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and moments when you feel like giving up, but that's part of the process. Each time you pick yourself back up, you are growing stronger and wiser. The journey of personal growth is never finished. There will always be more to learn, more to achieve, and more to become. But it's a journey worth committing to because with each step you take, you move closer to becoming the best version of yourself. It's about creating the life you truly want. And that can only happen if you are dedicated to growing into the person who is capable of achieving it. Success is often portrayed as a destination, something to be attained through fame, wealth, or external recognition. But if we limit success to these conventional measures, we miss its deeper and more profound meaning. True success goes beyond societal definitions and takes shape in the way we live, the impact we have on others, and the personal fulfillment we derive from our choices. It is not defined by what we accumulate, but by what we become in the process. Success is about alignment when your actions, values, and goals align with your true self. It is about living authentically, making choices that reflect who you are at your core, and pursuing goals that are meaningful to you. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are doing what is right for you, even if it doesn't fit the mold of traditional success. This alignment creates a sense of peace and purpose that cannot be taken away by external circumstances. Success is also about growth, not perfection. It's the understanding that the journey is more important than the destination. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. It's about developing resilience, learning from failures, and improving every day. Success is not a straight line, it's a winding road filled with challenges and setbacks. But it is in facing those challenges head-on, learning from them, and continuing to move forward that success is truly realized. Another key to redefining success is the ability to contribute to others. True success isn't just about lifting yourself up, but also about lifting those around you. Whether it's through kindness, mentorship, or service, the impact you have on the lives of others is a measure of your success. The fulfillment you gain from helping others realize their potential or making their lives better cannot be quantified by any material achievement. Success is also about balance. It's not just about achieving professional goals or building wealth, but creating a life that nurtures all areas of your being. It's about maintaining your health, nurturing your relationships, and finding time for joy and personal fulfillment. A life that's out of balance, where success in one area comes at the expense of others, isn't truly successful. A well-rounded life, where all aspects are cared for, is the ultimate form of success. Redefining success means letting go of comparison and focusing on your own path. It's understanding that what works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. Success is deeply personal. It's not about meeting someone else's expectations, but about meeting your own. It's about knowing that you are on your own journey, and as long as you stay true to your values and pursue what is meaningful to you, you are successful. Ultimately, success is an evolving concept. What you define as success today might change tomorrow, and that's part of its beauty. It's about staying flexible, being open to new experiences, and adapting as you grow. It's a reminder that you don't have to have it all figured out, you just need to be committed to the journey, knowing that the path itself, filled with growth, learning, and contribution, is what success is really all about. Cultivating faith and hope is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself, especially in the face of adversity. These two qualities are not just abstract concepts, they are tools that can guide you through life's darkest moments and help you tap into an inner strength that can carry you through almost anything. Faith is the belief in something greater than yourself, a trust that things will work out even when the path is unclear. Hope, on the other hand, is the light that keeps you moving forward, the belief that a better future is possible, and that your efforts will eventually lead to something worthwhile. Faith and hope are intertwined. Faith gives birth to hope. When you trust in something bigger than your immediate circumstances, whether it's a higher power, the universe, or simply the belief that life is unfolding as it should, hope follows naturally. It's the belief that despite setbacks, despite hardships, and despite the times when it feels like everything is falling apart, there's still a way forward. Hope encourages you to keep going when you feel like quitting, and it empowers you to push through obstacles that might seem insurmountable. To cultivate faith, you must first learn to trust in the process of life. It's easy to believe in the good times when everything is going well, but faith is truly tested in times of struggle. When things don't go as planned, faith is what keeps you anchored. It's about trusting that setbacks are temporary and that challenges are opportunities for growth. Even when you don't have all the answers, faith assures you that everything is happening for a reason. It reminds you that every experience, whether it brings joy or pain, is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Hope works hand in hand with faith, providing the energy and the optimism needed to move forward. Hope is not passive, it requires action. It's the belief that tomorrow can be better than today, but it also urges you to take the steps necessary to make that future a reality. Cultivating hope means focusing on the possibility of a brighter future, even when you can't see it yet. It's the quiet voice inside you that says, keep going. It's the energy that fuels perseverance, even in the most difficult times. Without hope, it's easy to become stagnant, to resign yourself to the idea that things will never change. Hope is the belief that change is possible and that you are worthy of it. Cultivating faith and hope also requires patience. Both of these qualities are not always visible right away. They grow slowly, often without you even realizing it. There will be times when it feels like nothing is happening and the road ahead seems uncertain. But it's in those moments of uncertainty that faith and hope are most important. They give you the resilience to keep going even when results are not immediate. Faith teaches you to trust the timing of your life, while hope helps you stay focused on the possibility of what's to come. As you cultivate faith and hope, you also strengthen your ability to see the good in the world and in others. Faith is about believing in the goodness of life, and hope is about maintaining a positive outlook even in the face of hardship. When you make faith and hope a part of your daily mindset, you begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to act with conviction, knowing that whatever you set your mind to, you have the strength and the belief to achieve. Cultivating faith and hope is not about blind optimism or wishful thinking. It's about embracing the belief that no matter what you face, there is always a way forward. It's about trusting that you are capable of overcoming the challenges that come your way and believing that your efforts, no matter how small they may seem, are leading you to a brighter future. Faith and hope are not just the things that carry you through the hard times, they are the fuel that drives you toward your greatest potential. Loss is one of the hardest experiences we can face in life. Whether it's the death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, a career setback, or any kind of personal failure, loss has a way of shaking us to our core. But while loss can feel devastating, it also holds the potential for transformation. When we face loss, we are presented with a choice: we can let it break us, or we can transform it into fuel for growth, strength, and resilience. The process of transforming loss into fuel begins with acceptance. It's natural to grieve, to feel pain, and to question why things happened the way they did. But in order to heal, we must accept that the loss is real and part of our journey. Fighting against it, resisting it, only prolongs the suffering. Instead, we can choose to acknowledge the loss, honor what it has taught us, and use it as a catalyst for change. Loss can be a powerful teacher. It forces us to reevaluate our priorities and re-examine what truly matters in our lives. It helps us recognize the things we may have taken for granted and shows us the fragility of time. When we understand the lessons that loss brings, we can use that understanding to propel ourselves forward. It's in these moments of deep reflection that we can gain clarity on what we want to achieve and what legacy we want to leave behind. Loss also brings about an opportunity for reinvention. When something is taken away from us, it can feel like a void, a space that's difficult to fill. But that void is also an invitation to rebuild, to create something new. This could mean pursuing new goals, rediscovering passions that were lost along the way, or transforming the pain into a driving force for change. It's about recognizing that even when life takes away, it also creates room for something else to grow. We can't control the loss, but we can control how we respond to it. We have the power to decide what we do with the space that's left behind. The pain of loss can also strengthen our resolve. When we face challenges, especially those that feel like the rug has been pulled from under us, we develop a deeper understanding of our own strength. We learn that we are capable of surviving, even thriving after loss. This resilience becomes fuel for future challenges. Every time we overcome pain, we add to our ability to persevere. We begin to realize that we are not defined by what we lose, but by how we rise after loss. This strength is what allows us to keep moving forward and to use every setback as an opportunity to grow. Loss has the power to deepen our compassion and empathy for others. When we experience pain, we become more attuned to the suffering of those around us. We develop a greater capacity for understanding, for supporting others who are going through similar struggles. Transforming loss into fuel means not just using it for personal gain, but also using it to make a positive impact on others. It means allowing your pain to fuel a greater sense of purpose and compassion that extends beyond yourself. When we allow ourselves to transform loss into fuel, we begin to see that there is purpose in every experience, even the painful ones. We realize that life isn't just about what we accumulate or achieve, but about how we respond to the challenges that come our way. Every setback can become an opportunity for growth. Every loss can become a stepping stone towards something greater. It's about shifting our perspective, taking what's been taken from us, and using it as the foundation for building a stronger, more resilient version of ourselves. Transforming loss into fuel is about empowerment. It's about refusing to let loss define us, but instead using it to drive us toward our fullest potential. It's about turning grief into grit, turning pain into power, and allowing every experience to shape us into the person we are meant to be. When we can do this, we not only rise from the ashes of our losses, but emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable of navigating whatever challenges life presents. Celebrating independence is more than just a moment of personal freedom. It's a profound recognition of the strength and resilience required to stand on your own. Independence is often seen as the ability to live without relying on others, but it's much deeper than that. It's about owning your choices, defining your path, and embracing the responsibility that comes with self-sufficiency. To celebrate independence is to honor the journey it takes to break free from limitations, whether they are external constraints or internal doubts, and to rise into